So this is an Anaafo market. It's one of the oldest markets in the entire country. In fact, the traders here have been trading here for years. But we were evicted in 2020 for the construction of this market complex. I mean, to serve their needs, their purposes. They wanted to modernize this place for them. So the project got stalled along the way, and we do not know how it all happened. But we come here to see that there is some kind of progress. There is a level of progress that is being made.
All we win the Messi, and this we win the Messi. I could come we win the Messi. And when you know you want to call over, when you know you want to call over, was the answer you have for that? You have for that for the man I who have been in now.
My name is Isaac Hatter, Fine Job Company Limited. Actually, as we can see, we have finished the structure work, and currently we are working on we are doing the roofing and the block work. That's the stage we are in now. Oh, as we are here, you can see the extent of work done. This project is if you tell me you should use 12 months, this is actual concrete works. And even when you cast your concrete, you have to give you some time to dry before you can even continue. So the 12 months period is not, I don't know, is it applicable? I don't know how to say it. But as at now, you have seen how fast we are going. We are working, even today is Sunday, but look at even the carpenters are at the site working. We have a lot of materials around which we are moving fast as we should. So I think the consultant this thing there, but I don't know how to explain that one. Because if you see this huge project and you are telling me if you use 12 months to finish it, it's not. Actually, this time we have finished the major work. That's the structure works. We are doing the roofing, the block work. Even if as we have started, within a few time we can finish the block work and start the fixing. So we have estimated ourselves up to by August. We should be able to be on finishing touches. Oh, the lot of work. That one we can crash the program because now we have finished the concrete works. If the carpenters are working, the masons too can work. So we can crash the program and achieve our time. But all depends on the payment. If you're able to get the funds as we are going, that one don't happen. But when even you prepare the certificate, it takes a long time before even they honor it. That one is another factor. So the thing is, all things should be possible. If all the other things are not equal, my time may not be work. Oh, as you yourself you are here, you can see. Look at the materials available here. The roofing sheet will be next week, and we have already started the block work. So the assurance is that they should be rest assured. By the ending quarter by end of this year, the project will be ready for them to use.
I'm Surveyor Francis Eshen. I'm the project manager for Fine Job Construction Company Limited. Actually, the start of the project was delayed a little bit due to documentation, putting the drawings together, and later when that was sorted, we came to site, work was progressing, but lack of payment and one or two issues, we had to break a little. Then we came back to site, as you have seen, a lot of progress has gone up from the substructure up to the last level that we are, the roof level. We've done the concrete slabs, the roof members are fixed. We are working really hard to continue the work and finish. If possible, funds are available by the close of the year, we should be able to finish. For now, we have finished the carpentry works, as you can see. We will be doing the block work, parapet. Then we will lay the roofing sheet very soon. We've started laying our blocks. Very soon the masons will be on site to start laying of the block as well. So by the end of next month, we can finish the block work and, if possible, the roof as well. So with all things being equal and funds are available, per our program, but by the end of the year, or even less, you'll be able to complete it. For the market women, we can assure them, as I said, if funds are available, we are working really hard to complete the project even before the close of the year. So all things being equal, by the close of the year, they will have their market.
This is Anaafo market. It's a complex. What this means is that it's kind of a multi-purpose. You are not looking at just shopping malls, but you are also looking at a shed or sheds for tomato sellers, fishmongers, and all of that. This is almost completed. These are shops that we call lockables, that will include provision shops and so on and so forth, including a banking hall and a restaurant. Yes, the initial project was for 12 months, but you cannot complete a complex within 12 months. Most complexes are for 18-month duration, barring any other excuses. So even though it's written 12 months, technically this is supposed to be 18 months. And we are in the 19th month. It means we're slightly behind schedule. For now, when you look at what has been done here, we are in the neighborhood of 55 to 58%. We are not up to 60%. But the major work has already been completed. The rest is just fitting in the blocks, plastering, painting, and handing over. That's all. We are down to just about 4 processes to complete. And here, from now, you saw a lot of cement down there. These are going to be used to mold the blocks and to also fix them inside here. Then after that, they will plaster, tile, and move on. They will do this concurrently with the roofing. So that's a method we call fast tracking, where you do 2 activities at the same time on one site, instead of waiting for one activity to complete before moving on to another activity. We are just kind of putting together a series of activities in order to move this forward. First, we had delays in funds. What this is a fixed contract where when the contractor does work, he raises what we call IPC, or interim payment certificate. We are supposed to pay him within 28 days of raising that. Sometimes it delays up to say 5 months, 6 months. And that can push you off course. Fortunately for us, he's been able to assess 2 IPCs all paid. That is the reason why in recent times you've seen a lot of activities over here. If he's able to complete this and roof it, it enables him to raise a 3rd IPC that can be used to complete the whole job. So this is where we are now. We are just a little bit behind time, but we are not way off schedule. Yeah, we can only say they should exercise patience with us, because we need to do this and do it very well. You are going flat on 18 months because you don't have anything to break. But this is a situation where we had an existing market. You need to use not less than 3 to 4 months to break it down, cut tons of debris away from this area. It's a choked commercial hub. So you wouldn't get it like you are building a market in a complete new land. So we ask our mothers to exercise patience. Once it takes a longer time and we are still focused on completing, it means we want to take our time and do it better, properly, so that when they come back, they can sit in well. Because it looks like most of the people who are affected are the fishmongers, tomato sellers, and all these petty. DS will be completed within the next 3 months. It's almost done. You see that place? They will have to begin to roof from that end. And then here we need to raise the roofing structure and then we'll put it on. So DS will be completed, but unfortunately they can't come in until we are done with all of it. We'll still plead with them for some time. We need a decent place for them. We are doing it. We needed to drain out all these places. This building is full of drains. We drained all these places into the major drain so that the stench that we used to experience here will not come when they come back. So once we delay, the delay is not just delaying for delaying sake, but it is to do it better and properly by recognizing their health as well as comfort when it rains and when it shines. They are not all that wrong, but we didn't underestimate it. What we underestimated was the tons of debris that ought to be carted away. What we underestimated was the fact that it is almost impossible to work effectively during the day, during weekdays. But then you should be able to work effectively in the nights and weekends where traffic to this area is minimal. That is what we didn't seriously take into cognizance. Otherwise, we would have given the duration as 24 months instead of 18 months. It's actually 18 months, but not 12 months as is on the board and as announced. This is an 18-month project. If you are going on fast track, you are setting aside funding. Funding is fenced out somewhere. When the contractor needs it, he can pull it. We don't have that kind of set out funding for this project. What this means is that when he raises an IPC, we have to go through the gift mix system, where we will have to come for due diligence, make sure what the consultants have raised reflect on the ground. And then we go back from project, it comes to my end, where we also do our due diligence, is go to the auditor's end, and then we push it through the gift mix system from our end to the office of the president, from there to Ministry of Finance, from finance back to us, then from us back to finance to controller, then from controller back to us, and then from us to do the invoicing and everything, PVs together, send it back to controller, then controller will take it to Bank of Ghana, and Bank of Ghana will get back to us again, and then we'll credit the account. So it's a very cumbersome process that has been put in place long time ago so that people don't take advantage of the system. The system is frustrating, but it is for the good of the people of the country. So that at the end of the day, a contractor can only assess what he has been able to do and not what he thinks he has done for people to collude and then siphon money out of it. We can't do that. We don't do that. We can't even, the system is so rigid, we cannot do that. Unfortunately, too, we should also look sight of the fact that currently it's a big challenge for government to raise revenue because this is public funds. CODA funds are not like the statutory funds like common fund where maybe something percentage from talk tax or something. We don't have that one. This is kind of a universal collection of revenue. When revenues are collected, the most important priority for government is to pay compensations, which we commonly call salaries. When they pay salaries, the rest, then they can allocate to what we call CAPEX, capital expenditure. And it doesn't mean just CODA. All other organizations and agencies will depend on this revenue for payment. So we are going through challenges, but we are not seriously far behind time. This is a very beautiful edifice. We just have to exercise patience, and the contractor will have to fast track most of the processes to be able to complete on time for our moms to come in. And it will be very nice to see them in a very beautiful and comfortable place to ply their trade so that they can continue to take care of us in school. So let me go through a cycle of getting money from government, whether this government or previous government. Government payments are very slow from January, February, then March ending, it start picking up. Because no government will be able to raise revenues between January and March. That's what we call first quarter. So when you look at project activities and project payment, in the first quarter, payment is down. Second quarter, it rises up to the last quarter, then you see payment up there. Most payments are done towards 31st December. That is the history of government payments here. So every single project that you are doing between January and March, you wouldn't be able to access so much fund to be able to be very active on site. What this is that experienced contractors will make sure they have an IPC locked up by October, so that November, December, they can get payment and they'll be working in January. If you are unable to enter into that window, you have to wait till the end of March like this contractor. You can't do anything when your money is finished. He signed a contract with insurance saying, I have the funds to complete, but this is 8 million Ghana cedi project. I mean, it is not an easy project like that for him to fund. So sometimes if the contractor is not fortunate, he goes to do what we call discounting. What this means is that when you raise a certificate and the value of the certificate is, say, 2 million Ghana cedis, you take it to a bank and say, oh, I have this 2 million to take from these guys. Can you pay me the value of this? So that they in turn will also pledge to pay me through this bank, and then you can take off your money. If we are unable to pay on time, what this means is that the contractor, all his profit will be eaten up by the bank. And as soon as you pay him, he might not be able to get back. That is what happened to this guy in the first payment. The first IPC was consumed by the bank, but the second IPC, 100% came here. This is a special project by CODA. So what we are doing is to make sure that as soon as the IPC comes, I am in charge. That is my schedule. And all special projects, we give it serious attention. We need to make sure that we cut out all the bureaucratic approvals for him to access funding to be able to continue. That is how come we're able to get the second IPC paid within 2 months of the first IPC. And for that reason, he's been on site for the past 2 or so months here. I have always been coming here on Sundays to check up on the extent of work done here. And I'm so impressed, except that whatever day that this project delays, we should think of the fact that our mothers are out there at the mercies of the weather. Each and every additional day, get them harsher and harsher to the sun and the rains. So we need to finish this in the interest of government, in the interest of our organization, and in the interest of our own mothers and sisters. By the close of this year, we should be able to at least get to 90-something% and hand over between the first quarter of next year. Yes, if payment flows. We have already set out the channel for flow of payment. It is up to him. Currently, we don't owe him. What this means is that he added this, the top floor, and he did all of this. It attracts money, but you don't do 500,000 when you are doing a project for 8 million. You need to do work worth minimum 2 million, so that when you are paid 2 million, it will go a long way to take it to near completion than the sope IPCs that most contractors are raising. So we expect that by the end of this month, he would have done a substantial amount of work here that will earn him at least between 1.5 million to 2 million in payment. And then within 14 weeks, or say 3 weeks, we should be able to get him money like we did for him in the second IPC to come back on site. We don't have to discontinue. We need him to flow. So he should begin to think of raising certificate within the next 2 weeks for us to be able to pay him on time, for us to meet that timeline. By December, we should get it done, and by first quarter next year, we should hand them over.
We've gone beyond the 20th month, and we've been speaking with the CODA people, and they indicate that there were financial issues and all of that. We have also spoken with the contractor who indicated that the initial consultant who gave the 12 months, I think it wasn't real, and so they had to really work within the time. So today is Sunday, but the people are back on site, they are working and all of that. If you also look at the economic conditions that have greeted Ghana and the entire world, you will come to the realization that the contract fixed sum would be 8 million, but the execution has become a bit of a challenge because materials, the prices of materials are skyrocketing. So iron rods that they used to buy at 3,200 is now about 6,200, almost 100% rise if you look at cement and the other things. So all of these considerations have been factored or have even really impeded the rate of progress of work here. But the market women say that they are going through a lot of hardships and they need the project to be completed and completed quickly. So we'll be going around the market to speak with the traders, what they make of it, and they have assured them that the project would be completed and there will be some timely release of funds for the contractor to actually work and complete this project.